Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today, and today we're going to be installing a stereo on that 2012 Toyota Tacoma. Let's go ahead and we'll get right into it. You need a panel popper. What you need to do is get it in there just like so, and you can pop this forward. As you can see, go ahead, do that. Now we need to disconnect these two. Pretty easy. Compress these like so, and then slide them out. You can see it's coming out perfect. And then same with that one. We'll put that off to the side. Looking at where those climate controls were, go down. You will see 10 mil there, 10 mil here, 10 mil here, and one more 10 mil right here. Take all four of these out. You might need to grab a magnet to get the ones in the back. Like I said, just put a magnet in there and pull them out like so. After that, reach here and give it a yank. Fold it forward. Well, look at that. It's all our connections. Go ahead, just start compressing and disconnecting all of them. Just like that. Oh, we got one more. Squish and disconnect that one as well. So if you're taking a look at the front, you can't actually slide the cage through it because it doesn't accommodate it. So what you'd have to do is we're going to put those on the sides of the stereo, mount that in, and when you slide this on or clip it on just like it used to, it just goes on just like so. Like this will clip on and it'll just be kind of like a cover for it. But the actual structure of it just mounts to the sides. So you can just turn this sideways, and you'll see one says left, one says right, and yeah, driver's side is usually left. The screws in, as you can see, this is the positions I had to go with for this particular deck, and I also had to give it a slight counter. The only way to know, of course, is you'll go and you'll put it in, and what'll end up happening is you put this in, line it up, put the two screws in that side and that side, or just one screw of each, and then without the clips slipped into this dash kit yet, just slide it on and see how it fits. You need to get it to line up the best you can. No matter what, I noticed there was a bit of a gap on the bottom, but unfortunately that's just the way it goes with the kit. Next thing, small Phillips. Go ahead, take this screw out, and then you'll have one more right here. Take that one out. For right here, just go in right here and then lift up. So you'll notice that there's a little clip on the side right here. You just slip this little screwdriver in, and now as that's pulling, you should be able to bring that stereo out. Again, we'll just lift a little bit here and then push the clock face outward. Like I was showing you before, you just put this one in here, work it out, and then there'll be a couple more just up front here. You'll have to slide your screwdriver along and pull up, and you'll see it slowly pull out of this plastic sheath. Not at the bottom, just at the top. And then make sure you just put the last one in here, kind of hold it out and pull it out. We'll see, I probably can't get it out yet, but yeah, that's all you're doing. Just like this. Let's see if I can get it. Hold this out, and I think I got it. Oh, I actually got more than that. I pulled out the two Phillips on there so I could lean it a little bit, but you just want the inner casing. You don't actually have to do that. If you're not getting enough tilt out of this, take out this Phillips and that Phillips, and it'll help you tilt it a little bit back, just like I just did. And again, you just need the insert from in there, because that you can take it almost immediately, line it up just like this. You can see it sits just like that, and we can slide that just like that, yep, back into here, and it locks back in. Now we just take this, put it on something plastic like so you don't scratch it up, and let's see here, yep, just like that, it lines up. Let's see here, either way, just line it up, and then we'll put in the three little Phillips. The two clips I told you had to release in that last segment, there's the two at the top, and those two on the side for when you're doing it. Anyways, now that we've got that all sitting right, you can tell if you flip this around and it's sitting right on the front. Go ahead and in your little screw packet that comes with this, with the 3 clips, you have screws. Take all 6 of those little mini Phillips and quickly put them in. See this little fishing rod here? Just go ahead, slide it in on a bit of an angle just like that. And then now that I have it there, I can reach back here and voila. Might have to pull it out a little bit, but you can see I'm moving it with my fingers. And huzzah. This will allow us to put our Bluetooth mic right here. Now, you don't have to put it here. If you want, you can put it up here. I don't do that. You want to know why? If you have this here and you answer a call with the window open, they will hear you. Up here, you have a whole bunch of wind noise. This is closer to you and your passenger. You can simply leave it on a bit of an angle into the cab. Leave it up to you. You don't have to do it this way. It's just the way I do it. Just like that, it's in. Again, you can turn this wire, tuck it in under the clip, do whatever you want, and it clips on right here. Don't even have to stick it on here, so that way you can try it first. Now that we have that wire here, all we have to do is the wiring harness, unless you're doing an amp kit. I am, so I'm going to quickly run some wires up here, just so that way that's done, so I can run that to the back in a bit. Since we're using a Kenwood, we're able to ground the parking brake, and that will just bypass that, so we can do settings whenever. That's with Kenwood and JVCs. For Pioneers, you need a TR1, which is like a little relay that's designed just to bypass the parking brake. I really wish they could just get rid of it, as it really would just simplify things. But anyways, again, and then purple would be if you were going to do a reverse camera, which you would want to run to a reverse light bulb. That would be your easiest way, or you could try and look up a wiring diagram for a wire that's in the kick panel that goes to the reverse light bulb fuse. I've usually find it's easiest just to run a wire with your backup camera and just hook it up to the reverse light on the truck, and that way it'll trigger the camera. Anyways, we aren't hooking that up because we're not doing a reverse camera on this truck. Again, I have put right here our remote wire. This is going to go to the amplifier to tell the amplifier to turn on. This is only for an aftermarket amplifier. Don't worry, unless your truck has a built-in amplifier, then you might use it for that, but I don't think you will have to worry about that. Again, black goes to ground. The grays are one of the front speakers. The whites are one of the front speakers. The purples are going to be a rear speaker, and the greens are going to be a rear speaker. It's pretty easy. White to white, white black to white black, and so on and so forth. Same with green and green, and you do green black to green black. The orange white wire here is for illumination. That's so when you turn on your headlights, it'll dim the radio. If you don't like that function, don't hook that up. The yellow is your constant power. That means that this will take care of the memory of your stereo, so it'll be sending 12 volts at all times. And then the red is your switched 12, so when you turn the truck on and off, this will lose power. So that's how you have just some diagnostic stuff for you. Other than that, that is all you should have to know. I'm going to just throw a couple bands of tape here, clean this up, and go to the truck. As you can see, this connector, if you've done the amplifier, what you're going to do is throw a remote wire inside your vehicle that you ran with your RCAs. Make sure you put the other side of the bullet connector on, so that way it's just so you can remove the stereo and all that very easily if you need to do maintenance. Reach behind here, and if you press down, you'll be able to pop this blank cover out. The reason why, if you want to, you can try and Dremel it out, but we need a spot for our USB to come out for AirPlay and everything else like that. So to do that, you're going to have somewhere to pop it out. So you can either do it here, or you can, there's nowhere really else to do it. And if you want to keep it clean, like, I'll take a look. We might be able to, like I said, trim this out a little bit and bring it out through there. Let's go over all the things you need to connect. Right here is the 2 connectors that you're going to plug into the back of the stereo harness. Right here is your antenna. The other ones you can pretty much tuck back in. This one right here is going to go to the bullet that we put on the other side, which goes to our remote wire. Subwoofer on the RCA's. Some decks only have front and rear. You'd put this on rear, as it'll usually say rear sub. We're gonna tuck in through here and pop out the rear facing USB and plug in again the clock and the airbag light, or passenger airbag light, right back into here. Other than that, you should be good to go. If yours has a GPS antenna, you can stick it to the bottom side of right here if you like. Some of them like metal, but in a lot of the new vehicles, it's plastic everywhere. So I'll leave it up to you. So when you're done and you've tucked in all your wires, again, you should have this exposed. If you don't have a front USB, you should run the external USB down here so you can plug in your phone. And this is, again, climate controls, little clock thing on the bottom of it, and that should be it. Just tighten in your screws. If you want, use a little bit of Loctite if you're worried about them coming out. Oddly enough, the package only gives you 3 clips. Well, you need 5 if you count them. So what I would do is take the 2 from down here. How you do that is just use a flat blade. And watch this. You slowly work the clip off like that and then slide up. Careful, you don't want to break it. Once you have 5 of them, pretty easy, just go transfer them on. Remember, you need the 2 little ones here because if you take a look, they're kind of a different shaped clip. There's the longer one, there's the shorter one. Demonstration off. Language English, front camera, do that if you all want. We'll leave it for right now. It's just going to take a second as it sets itself up. We'll set the time and whatnot after. I just want to go to setup first. As you can see, we have Android Auto, should have Apple CarPlay as well, depending on the stereo that you purchased. Setup. System. You can enter your clock. This is, of course, I don't know the time yet, but hey, you can GPS sync. That's cool. Let's see if I can go back there. Then it'll always be synced with the GPS where you're at. System. Clock. No, actually GPS sync it. We were just messing around here and just setting everything up. I've got the gain set, so I was doing some subwoofer up and down here. Again, this is one of the reasons why when you do RMS, if you have those times when you want a little bit more bass, you can hit the subwoofer level up on your deck and it's going to give it a bit more bass. That's not to be confused with bass boost. You don't want to turn bass boost on. It'll make everything sound muddy. So again, that's just the sub level. You might have to turn the subwoofer input on and off. This stereo, I don't have to do that, but in some you might have to. But that's pretty much it. Go ahead, try your Bluetooth calling, do all that other fun stuff. But other than that, that's how you install the stereo. Or in some cases, if you were installing the subwoofer, that's how you do that as well.